Hey there, I'm Mr. Novotny, here to talk to you about Art Studio 1 and Art Studio 2. Students that are enrolled in Art Studio 1 first semester have the class for the semester, and if they're enrolled in Art Studio 2, will continue through the whole year. It's the foundation and building block course for our visual arts program. If they finish that year and want to continue on, they'd move on to a class called Drawing and Painting. And there's a link down there if you're interested in hearing about drawing and painting, if your child has shown interest in the class. I've got a still life kind of set up here next to me because in class right now, students are working with viewfinders and cropping and learning how to make a composition. In addition, we have just started this last couple weeks with basic drawing skills and then working through shading. We start out a lot talking about students learning how to see. I know drawing is what we tend to do, but we start the semester by learning how to translate what we see with our eyes to our hand. And that's actually a really challenging skill and something we talk about all the way through all the years of the art program here is translating from what we see to our hand. At the beginning of the semester, each student got a locker. There are lockers over there. And then in their locker, they get able to keep their supplies. They get a nice drawing pencil set. They got a set of colored pencils, and then they got a nice full sketchbook. This is all theirs at the end of the semester if they choose to keep it. Some students will just leave it behind and it becomes donation for the class. When we start projects, I like to introduce artists. I like to introduce young, interesting, diverse artists that are working today. And sometimes we can even connect with those artists, be it through social media or Zoom, or just watch videos of them so we understand them and see them as successful working people from all over. Anyway, so I'll just show you a couple examples. One of the things they'll be moving to once we get to color pencils is an example of a self-portrait. We look at Kehinde Wiley and Bisa Butler as two artists that are influential. They're both really well-known artists working today. This is kind of a circular, cylindrical project, if you will. We looked at two different artists for this. Chamarelli is one of them. He's a working artist from Brazil, and Rocodrillo, he works out of Mexico in the United States. So we always kind of like pick a few artists that are kind of foundations for that, and then we develop skills, and then the students get to kind of move creatively. After that, we'll work through a whole bunch of different materials throughout the year. Obviously, as we saw, pencils, colored pencils, and markers. Students will get a chance to work with oil pastels. It's just like a quick little still life of that. And they'll also work at the end of second semester with paint. So we introduce acrylic painting at that point. And then in the drawing and painting course, which would be in the following year, introduce a lot of other things. So my name again, Blake Novotny. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me via email, via phone. And I will get back to you. Para todos que hablan español, también hablo español y podemos hablar. Si necesitan algo, no te preocupes, llámame, mándame un correo. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good evening. Bye.